Hello, Pisces. Welcome. And welcome back to Pisces Network, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And again, we're going to get into a reading. And this reading, I wanted to pull some cards to see because I was inspired by one of you guys, beautiful spirit, that I had with a one-on-one with one of you guys. So I wanted to do a reading for you, Pisces, to see what energy you need to be in or what type of action that you may need to take to more accurately manifest the type of relationships into your life that you want. I think that's something that's really valuable to know based on a bird's eye view or a higher perspective that we could gain from the cards, okay? So thank you guys for being here. First of all, I really appreciate all of you who help support the channel. You guys are awesome. You're amazing. Don't ever forget it. Okay, y'all know how I do. Be sure to subscribe and like the video. Everyone be sure to like the video. And if the reading is resonating, y'all put the brains in the comments. That's the way you can show me without, you know, divulging too much of your information, keeping your privacy, that the reading is resonating. Also, put your affirmations, gratitude list, all that type of stuff in the chat, okay? We have rest and rejuvenation, Four of Swords energy. You guys could be getting better rest. You could be getting better sleep. Some of you guys may be healing from something spiritually or physically, possibly mentally as well. And I feel like you guys are getting more in tune with your spiritual practices. Some of you guys could be doing more meditation, more reflective work, more journaling, just things like that to keep you connected, to keep your connection with spirit strong, okay? So let's go ahead and see for Pisces. Anything you guys need to know is going to be below in the description box, okay? For Pisces, when it comes to manifesting the relationships that they desire, the type of relationships that will be mutually beneficial for them and the other person, and the type of relationships that are more in alignment with what it is that they want, God. What type of energy or action do you request or advise for Pisces to be in order for that to be the case? In order for these relationships that they desire or need to come in more effortlessly. Ooh, truth. That hits hard, y'all. Okay, that hits hard. This is the Judgment card. Scorpio energy. I'm laughing, y'all, because the message I'm hearing in my head is, it feels destructive, but it's actually not. And that's the Scorpio energy. So I feel like, I'm afraid to tell y'all this for real, but like, that's the, okay, see how I'm acting? See how I'm acting, you guys? That's exactly the message. I'm afraid to tell y'all this. Oh my God, this might ruin things, or somebody might look at me crazy if I say this or whatever. That's what it is. You have to tell the truth. This is the Judgment card, but it says truth. You have to tell the truth. You have to walk in your truth. You have to be authentically yourself, wholeheartedly, completely, all the way through. The message I heard that I didn't want to tell you guys is, don't be afraid to burn the whole thing down. That's what I heard. Don't be afraid to literally destroy everything, because I think a lot of you guys over time have been in situations where your truth or the truth caused a lot of destruction within your relationships or with the people who you found yourself dealing with. When you told them the truth about yourself, or when you showed them who you truly were, or when you observed some type of truth that you recognized within them, speaking on it or acting on it or being who you truly are may have destroyed a relationship that may have felt very valuable or necessary in your life at the time. But I think something that you guys have to realize is that if you are not being authentically yourself, or if you're sugarcoating things or hiding parts of yourself from people, the result that you get is going to be just as inauthentic as the presentation that you've given. So, you know, what you give is what you get. Cause and effect. What's put out is also a reflection of what's within. And I think some of you are trying to really evaluate who you are right now. I think a lot of you guys are really trying to live in your most authentic truth. And this is something that may be a confirmation to you. Because you know, and I feel like you're starting to become aware of the fact that the faker you are with other people, the faker the results are that you're going to receive. And it's not necessarily that you're being fake for a bad reason. But like I said, it's like a trauma response. It's a protection mechanism that I feel like a lot of you guys have to prevent yourself from getting hurt in situations because of your experiences from the past. You've been authentic. You've been true to who you are. You've been very transparent with people about what's in your heart, what's on your mind and your perspective. But what you've come to realize, or the results you may have received from being that way, have not always been optimal. And it has caused this trauma. It's caused this protection mechanism, to this wall to go up with you, to where you only show bits and pieces of your truest, most authentic self to the people who come in contact with you, for not only your protection, but also because you are humanitarian, it's for their protection as well, because you don't necessarily know how much of you people are going to be able to take. But see, what I think Spirit wants you to realize is that it doesn't matter how much they're going to be able to take. It's about you being who you are so that you can get the results that you want. And that's not selfish, because if you show someone who you really are and you find that they're not able to receive that, or they don't have the strength or the capacity to hold that energy, then you'll know immediately that that person is not for you. Therefore, you can remove them from your life or remove yourself from that situation and ultimately show the universe that you're not going to accept what is beneath you, or you won't accept what is less than what you deserve. So in essence, don't be afraid to burn the whole house down. Don't be afraid to, quote unquote, ruin a situation that you have with a person just because you feel that they may not be able to take who you are. You know, it's kind of like, if you want to use a metaphor, because, you know, I'm a little raunchy, but this is a great metaphor for this situation. It's kind of like a situation where if you're intimate with someone and they don't satisfy you, you lie, or you fake your, you know, satisfaction. Spirit is saying, don't fake your satisfaction. Be honest about whether or not someone is satisfying you or giving you what you need in a situation. First, be honest with yourself. And then second, be honest with them. And don't be afraid that that honesty will tear the whole house down, because more than likely that's what needed to happen anyway. Wow. And that's how you're going to bring more true and authentic connections into your life. We have the Hope card, which is the star in this deck, which completely goes along with what we're saying, because the star card is a card of transparency, of authenticity, of vulnerability and openness. And, you know, the fact that on the card that she's basically naked pretty much, and it's just her, it's like Spirit is saying, just be you, without any of the fluff, without any of the frills, without any of the things that you feel like you have to do to get people to like you. Pisces, I feel like Spirit is trying to tell you to stop trying to get people to like you. Just be you. Okay? Stand your ground, the Seven of Wands. Yes. So basically, whatever destruction or turmoil that could possibly come from a situation where you are being your true and authentic self, you're going to be protected from that. You're going to be protected from any you know, supposed or possible backlash that could happen for you being who you really are, because your spirit team is encouraging you to be this way. So they're not going to allow, God, universe, spirit, whoever you believe in, is not going to allow for you to be battered or bruised from just being yourself. A lot of you are afraid to be vulnerable. A lot of you are afraid to allow the full power that is within you to show through. And Spirit is saying they see that, they understand that, and they're here for you. They're here to protect you. So don't be afraid to show people who you truly are. And just because they can't take it, just because a lot of people are not able to palate or whatever, it's not palatable. That's for a lot of people, your true and authentic personality. Just because it's not palatable to them doesn't mean that you shouldn't have all the full flavored and boisterous aroma that you carry with you. Okay, like food. Why am I hungry? You know, it's like people who can't tolerate spicy food, but it's like you don't have to eat the spicy food if you know your tongue and your taste buds cannot handle the spice of that food. You shouldn't eat it. Okay, before we do the tarot, I'm gonna pull one of these mixed emotions card, but that's pretty much what it is. It's like if people can't palate what you're giving, if people can't tolerate what you're giving, if people cannot take the heat of who you are, they got to get out the kitchen. Ooh, feisty. Where's the fire in your chart? Okay, if y'all got fire in your chart, put it in the comments what your fire sign is. You don't have to say where it is in your chart if you don't want to, but if you got fire, because I'm pretty sure a lot of us got fire in our charts. But the fire in your chart is being activated. Okay, it's being activated. I think you're being activated, Pisces. Because if they can't take the heat, they're going to have to get out the kitchen. Or they're going to have to, they're going to have to do something. That ain't about you, though. What else does Pisces need to know? Ooh, respectful. Okay. Yes. Differential, courteous, admiring. Okay. What I feel like this is saying is that, you know, once this takes place, once you decide to like let your full light shine, once you decide to because your light is basically, you blinded folks. Okay. You blinded folks, Pisces, because your light is so bright. Folks, they putting on sunglasses and shades and whatnot. Okay. They having to squint. Oh. And for so long, people made you feel bad about that. People made you feel bad about that light within you that was very strong and bright. And they, instead of, you know, to prevent themselves from being inconvenienced, having to put on sunglasses or shades or squint their eyes or block their face, they tried to tell you, turn your light down. I can't see. Well, if your eyes ain't ready, and if they're not strong enough to see me with the brightest potential of my light, then you don't need to be looking. And what this card is saying with the respectful energy is like, be your truest, most authentic self. Let your light shine as brightly as it comes. Don't dim yourself for other people. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. But also when people can't take that in you, Spirit is saying, be respectful of that. Walk away gracefully and graciously. Don't try to force people who are not able to handle who you are to try to change to handle who you are, because they're just not ready for that. And it's, to me, it feels like a situation that could be hurtful to you because, you know, Pisces, y'all just want what you want. And sometimes the person or the people, whether it be romantic, platonic, or professional, the people who you build bonds with or connect with in your life that can't take who you truly are and that you may be forced to separate yourself from could cause you a lot of pain. But Spirit is saying that the more respectful that you are of where people are on their journey, the better results that you're going to receive, and the more blockages that I feel will be removed from you when it comes to bringing you in contact with what you really want. Yeah. We have unsure at the bottom. It says uncertain, doubtful, indecisive. Yeah, it's like if somebody feels like they don't know, because I feel like this is how they're telling you to be in response to responses that you get from showing your true and fullest potential and being your most true and authentic self. The responses that you get from other people once you do this may be mixed. Okay? And you may not know exactly like how to move forward in a situation where you may not get the response that you anticipated or that you desired. But what they're telling you is that in those situations where you don't quite know what to do, bow. Okay, bow out respectfully. Walk away from the situation, not with vengeance or you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Don't walk away from the situation from a person who can't handle you in a negative way. Like, don't look down on them. Don't see them as less than or unworthy. Just understand that there was just puzzle pieces that didn't fit together. And respect them for who they are and where they are. Yeah, we have bored. Uninterested, apathetic, jaded. Yeah, I think Pisces, you deal with a lot of people because you're just bored. I think you deal with a lot of people who aren't in alignment with you because you're just bored and you want some type of entertainment. It's kind of like somebody who entertains themselves with things that are kind of beneath them because they're just tired of the solitude, or they're tired of being the only one in a certain place. You know? I don't know how to describe that. I feel like there are a lot of people who you've come in contact with that you know aren't really on your level, but you deal with them because you just, you may not want to be alone, or you're just bored, or you just need some type of entertainment. And I mean, I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with that because there's lessons to be learned in every situation. But it's like, I think there's a resentment that sometimes builds up within you guys when people who you know are beneath you don't step up to the plate. You begin to resent them. And Spirit is saying, don't have that energy. Like, try not to have that response to people who may not be able to give you what you need. Don't resent them. Just understand where they are and respect them for where they are. Okay? Let's get some tarot cards. Y'all, this is funny. Listen, don't be afraid to burn the whole house down. Listen, because if they can't take the heat, they're going to have to get out the kitchen. And I feel like your light blinds people. Seriously. And it's just something that you've had to adapt to, the way that your energy causes people to respond. And it's not necessarily always in a good way. A lot of times people are threatened by you, Pisces. A lot of times people are scared because you do create change. You do bring the tower. You do cause the dark night of the soul within people because you have such a deep knowledge and experience of life that a lot of times the things that you're able to see within people are things that they've hidden, you know, genetically within themselves for a really long time. And the fact that you unearth what they've buried and tried to keep buried is very unnerving to people. You know, it's kind of like someone who's always been a bitch or an asshole to someone, all of a sudden turning around and being really sweet and kind and nice. It's very unsettling. Okay, let's see. What else does Pisces need to know when it comes to this question, this message, this situation of them being their true and authentic selves? What is it that you want Pisces to know? Oh, Temperance in reverse. A lack of patience, bad timing, a lack of alignment, something being out of whack. Like I said, the puzzle pieces not fitting together. Yeah. It's going to be difficult because a lot of you have the ability to see potential in people. I don't know what's sticky on me. Something's sticky on me. Hold on. Y'all be sure to hit the like button. I don't like when there's weird stuff on my fingers. I think it's eyelash glue that got stuck to my fingers. Okay, we're back. The puzzle piece is not fitting together. Sometimes that's going to happen because it's not something that the universe supports. It's something that would be forced. This could also be impatience. And I think you're going to, or you may have experienced in the history of your life where it's really hard because you feel a deep connection to someone. Because I tell you guys all the time, we have soulmates. I feel like we have multiple soulmates. We have multiple people who we've had experiences with karmically in our lives. Doesn't mean it's bad or good. It just means there's history. And sometimes you meet people and you make contact with a soulmate, someone who you've had a deep bond or a connection with, and your souls are intertwined either in this lifetime or another lifetime. And it's difficult to accept that the timing isn't right for you in this lifetime. It's difficult to accept the fact that what you may genetically remember, what may be implanted upon your DNA from your experience in that past lifetime, is not the reality of what's meant to happen right now. Because you do feel that strong connection and you know the potential of that person's soul. So I think sometimes you fight against it and you try to diminish yourself or minimize yourself to fit who that person is. But in reality, it's just like Spirit wants you to realize that that connection is no longer in alignment. I think Spirit is trying to get you to realize when the connections that you in are, they're trying to get you to realize when the connections that you are in are out of balance. What else for Pisces? Yeah, the Empress. All major arcanas, by the way. Judgment, Temperance, and the Empress. Yeah, when something doesn't line up with your standards, or when something doesn't line up with your value, okay, with how you've grown. Because I think a lot of connections that you guys have come in contact with recently, or with people in your life during this lifetime, have been things that you've had to let go so that you can grow. It's like, how can I explain this, y'all? What I'm seeing is a bunch of people lined up. And I think I've told you this before, but I'm seeing a bunch of people lined up. These are all your soulmates. All the lifetimes that you've lived with this person are on like a TV screen above their head in this line. And each situation that you went through progressed your spirit and your soul forward. So you basically have become this Empress energy from learning from those experiences. And then as you were reborn into the next lifetime, you had another soulmate or another person that came into your life that you had to learn another set of experiences from. All of these experiences collectively have helped you spiritually build yourself up to this Empress status. And it's like when you meet or come in contact with these people, they're here to help you remember what you've already overcome, the lessons that you've already learned, and how you've already progressed, so that you don't forget what you've learned and have to backtrack. But the good parts of those relationships that you remember genetically in your DNA that's been implanted through your lifetime experience, you may feel sometimes that you want to go back to that and you want to remember that. And that good part was what you strive for. But you may have ignored or may be currently ignoring the fact that you've outgrown that situation. And that's what Spirit is trying to get you to see. It's not that those people aren't going to play an important role in your life, or it's not that those people weren't important to your life or your journey. It's the fact that you've passed that level already. And now it's time for you to acquire different knowledge. Now it's time for you to have different experiences. And it doesn't lessen any of those experiences that you've had before. It just means that now it's time for something new. Something that's more aligned with what level that you're on right now. And it's unknown. Like, I really feel like a lot of you guys, this could be a confirmation to you with the Page of Wands. This could be what your spirit team has been trying to communicate with you when you've, you know, asked for different things to manifest in your life. But for most of you, I feel like this is an unknown path. This is something that spirit wants you to explore and be very jovial and childlike about. They want you to have like the whimsical feeling of a child and a kid in a candy store type of vibe where everything is just beautiful and exciting and new. And what's that? And what's this? And no attention on anything because the next thing is so much more fun. Like, it's just like they want you to have that energy of exploration and a desire to find more of what you need in accordance with what's in alignment with you right now. Like, that seemed complicated. It feels complicated, but it's not. Yeah, the Ace of Wands. There goes that childlike wonder and the whimsical energy. It's like, yes, it may be scary because you don't know what's going to be on the other side of this journey. You don't know what you're going to find once you walk through this door. But I think that if you look at it from a positive perspective of this being exciting more than it being fearful, then you're going to be pleasantly surprised by what you find on the other side. I feel like that's what you needed to know. So, I feel like that's what you needed to know. Because I feel like right now, you're kind of getting the same, more of the same energy from people, whether they're friends or, you know, coworkers, whether you have a close confidant or you have a lover or someone who you're interested in. It's like you keep feeling like you keep feeling as if you may be getting more of the same. And you're ready for something new because I feel like you guys are bored. Okay? It's time for you to make a decision, I feel, to be your true and authentic self. It's time for you to basically not give a fuck about how people are going to receive you and just be yourself regardless. Let the inner light shine through. And not to be afraid of what's going to happen when you do that. And to know that when you do that, when you exude your true abundance and your true authenticity, your true talents, your true gifts, your true skills, that anybody who is supposed to be there is going to be there and anybody who's not won't. And ultimately, that is your protection, okay? What's the advice for Pisces? Don't be afraid to burn the whole house down. It says be assertive. Say what you want. Ask for what you want. Say what you need. Even if you feel like it's too much, even if you feel like somebody may not respond the way, you know, you would like, still be who you are and basically command what you need. Okay? Trust. Yeah, it's about you having trust that when you exude this energy and when you change your perspective in this way, that it could possibly be a lot better than what you expect. Yeah, and then a year from now, I feel like if you start doing this now, by this time next year, you're going to see how much your life has changed. You're going to see how much you've evolved and how much more abundance flows into your life. With the Empress and the Temperance card reversed, I feel like Spirit is trying to tell you how abundant you are. How much you have the ability to manifest what you need in any situation. And that everything that you want or desire that's in alignment with spirit and your journey is going to come to you in the time that it's supposed to come to you. So that's what I feel from these messages. Y'all be sure to like the video, subscribe. If you would like to donate or contribute to the channel, those options are below in the description box. If you would like to join the membership, get merch, or book a reading with me, those pieces of information are below as well, you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Be sure to like the video and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Pisces, remember, this is our circle, booze. Bye.